Well, good morning and welcome to the first recipe of 2025 and the first recipe in our month of seafood and fish dishes. Now, deciding what recipes to do this month was a real conundrum for me. What do I like? What would you like? What can I get in the shop? And also facing the reality that for most fish dishes, the more simple, the better. I recall an episode of the TV series Ready Steady Cook, if you remember it, where guests bring on a bag of ingredients they bought, present it to the chef, and the chef then has half an hour to make a meal with those ingredients. Now on this occasion the contestant brought in a bag with I think some couscous, some tomatoes, some samphire and some sweet potatoes and sardines. And the chef looked at the ingredients for a couple of minutes, and then what he did was he completely got rid of everything else and he just kept the fish. And he said you can't beat the taste of sardines. Fresh sardines are as good as anything. And he was basically correct on that. But today I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to do a recipe which was made famous by one of the great chefs, Auguste Escoffier, back in the 19th century. And he made this dish in celebration of a new operetta which had been written by André Messager, and the opera was called Veronique, and the dish he created to celebrate that was sole Veronique. So what do we need? Well, sole, flatfish, that's the main ingredient. Then for the cooking sauce, I'm using some Aperol. It should really be a vermouth or a dry martini, but Aperol is going to be an interesting and good substitute for that today. Some cream and some fish stock, which I'm going to make up with the stock pot. If you can make your own fish stock, then great. And then in addition, we'll need a bit of flour, a bay leaf, some tarragon for flavouring, a little bit of butter, some onion, some grapes, a little bit of lemon and salt and pepper. So today we need a chopping board, a knife, a jug, a saucepan, a wooden spoon and an oven dish. Okay, so our preparation time today depends on a couple of factors. The first is the state in which you buy your fish. So as you saw in the previous shot, I bought whole small sole, so I've had to skin them and fillet them, which has taken a while. I'm not going to show you that, but you can buy ready-made fillets, get your fishmonger to do it, or buy fish fillets, and you don't have to use sole. Flatfish is normal, but to be honest, any white fish could be used for a variation on this dish. So how long it takes you to prepare the fish depends on you, but all I've done is fillet them and then put them in a dish with a little bit of butter on the bottom to stop them sticking. And then the other factor is whether you want to peel your grapes, believe it or not. I'm not bothering, I don't suppose you will, but if you went to a really fancy restaurant, probably they would pour some boiling water on the grapes and then peel the skins off first so that you don't get the skin of the grape, but we're not going to worry about that. So that side is very straightforward. So what we've got here is our fish stock, which we've made up using the stock pot, and as I say, I'm adding some Aperol. Traditionally this should be a vermouth, but I don't have any vermouth. I wasn't going to buy some specially just for this because we don't drink it. And Aperol, very trendy, isn't it? And it'll give the sauce an interesting orangey colour. So basically we've got a mixture there of fish stock and Aperol, and to that I'm just going to add a bay leaf, and my tarragon. That's it. And that's basically our cooking juice. So what I'm going to do now, or a little later, is pour it over the fish, cover it with foil, and then pop it in the oven for about 20 minutes so that the fish poaches in the juice. 15, actually probably 15 minutes with these small fillets. It depends on how much fish you've got and how big they are. So that's that. We'll check the ingredients and then we'll go back to the kitchen. Our ingredients list today is 25 grams of butter, 4 sole or flatfish fillets, 200 millilitres of fish stock, 100 millilitres of dry vermouth or aperol, 1 bay leaf, a teaspoon of tarragon, about 1/4 of an onion or a large shallot finely chopped, a tablespoonful of flour, 150 millilitres of cream, 200 grams of white grapes halved and de-seeded, salt and pepper, and then lemon wedge or lemon slice to garnish. Okay, so we've got our fish. It's been poaching in the oven for about 20 minutes. And we're going to add that to our pan here, which has got the onions, which I fried for a few minutes in butter, and a little bit of flour. And we're just going to cook that down for about 5 minutes now. But while we're doing that, to keep it hot, we'll put the fish back in the oven on a low temperature, just to stay warm. Cook this for about 5 minutes. So join me in a few minutes time and we'll do the finishing touches. Okay, so now we've got our sauce, which is thickened nicely. And what we're going to do now is add our cream. We let it stir around. And then add our grapes. Just leave them there long enough for the grapes to warm through slightly. And we've got our fish here, which is nicely cooked. And to finish off, we're just going to pour the sauce back over the fish. And there we are. And I had a couple of lemon wedges for garnish. And there we have sole Veronique.
Nous avons fait un beau voyage.
Nous avons fait un beau voyage.
Nous arrêtons à tous les pas.
Nous arrêtons à tous les pas.
Buvant d'ici à chaque village.